A woman asked me a question. She said, Lord Ganesha was created by Ma Parvati. Every time she would bathe, she would scrub off her dead skin and collect it, and she created Ganesha from that. And then Lord Shiva comes. If he's the foremost yogi, does he not know this is my son? Instead, he hacks the head off. And then if he was really a yogin, could he not just put the same head back? Instead, he chooses to put an elephant's head. There is no sense in that story, she said. She said, how do we believe these stories? And what do we tell our future generations? Before I tell you what I answered her, I want you to know that most of the stories in Puranas are for the purposes of elaboration, elucidation, explanation, exposition. You don't have to take them the way they are said. Puranas were never meant to be printed. In a Gurukul-like setting, the teacher would decide what knowledge do I need to impart, and will choose and pick and choose and pass it on. So what does it signify, dead skin? It's a residue. Mal, Vikshep, Avran. There are three things that are the greatest hurdles to your ultimate state of bliss, self-purification, that's samadhi. Mal is residue. Anything you cannot let go will stay with you, that is the residue. Vikshiptata is distraction, and Avran is the cover. And the common 10 avrans, common 10 covers are Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ahankar, Rag, Dvesh, Bhai, Grina, Lajja. So anger, greed, lust, hatred, fear, shame, guilt, and so on. But interestingly, you keep what somehow entrusts you, the residue. You make butter from milk, you keep the butter. It's the vikaras you are holding on to. They are not holding on to you. So she kept that residue and she's attached to that residue. Everything you keep in your mind, in your heart, is what you're attached to naturally. If you're not attached to, you'll just flush it out, good or bad. But to destroy those vikaras, you need a yogi like Shiva. You need to be a yogi. And a yogi is not who's just a great tapasvi. An austere person is not yogi. One who is contented is a yogi. Gyan vigyan tripta atma kutastho vijitindriya. Yukta itte uchate yogi samnoshtasham kanchana. One who is completely contented, satisfied, I have no more questions, is a yogi. But a yogi does not destroy the vikaras, you see, because they are a form of energy. Because you could not channelize it, they become vikara. If they were channelized, they would be your positive, potent potential. So, if Lord wanted, he could have just turned Ganesha into ashes. But if you turn your energy into ashes, what will you be left with to work with? Nothing. So instead, he chops the head. With what? A trident. Why a trident? 3 modes of material nature, sattva, rajas, tama. You need to use all 3 to understand your vikaras and to get rid of them. And why the head? Krishna says, Urdha moola madas shakham ashvatham prahuravayam. Chandasi yasya paranani yastam vedasa vedavita. The root, it's an inverted tree. The root is up. So this is the root. If there is no thought here, there is no action here. And then he discovers that I actually need him. To complete myself, Ardhanarishwar, to keep Ma happy, I need to bring Ganesha back to life. Because every man has a woman in him. And every woman has a man in her. Every single one of you here. For the first 6 weeks, when a child is born, child is conceived, a shred of tissue, if it turns inwards, the fetus becomes girl child. If it turns outwards, it becomes a male. But when you are born from the perfect union of male, of masculine and feminine energy. It's just in there, all the time, every time of your moment. So to completely know yourself, you have to know both sides of you. You have to be emotional and you have to be logical. And then he plants elephant's head. Why elephants? Because elephants in yogic scriptures and in meditational texts is known for memory, is known for mindfulness, that you're aware of the actions you are performing. And then Ganesha is worshipped before any other god. Then that intellect, that intelligence becomes your guiding force, always there first before anything else. And that is the real reason, that is a real story, that is the yogic meaning of this story. What is this Devasur Sangram? Why are the gods and demons always fighting? Indriyanam manaschasmi bhutanam asmi chetana. Of all the senses, I am mind. And in all living entities, I am the consciousness. Prahladaschasmi daityanam. Of all the demons, I am Prahlad. Rudranam shankaraschasmi. I am Shiva as well. Vittesho yaksha raksasam. I am Kuber as well. They are different. They're just two sides of the same coin. No matter how finely you slice a coin, it'll always have two sides. So Dev is basically your own positive energy. And Asur is your own negative energy. Sometimes your positive forces will win over the negative ones. That is why Indra is called Indra. And we have Indriya. See the connection? Man is Indra. Mind. Kachide shutam parth toy kagrain chetsa. Kachid gyan samoho panashtasthe dhananjaya. Oh Dhananjay, says Shri Krishna, did you listen to me with close attention? And did you gain the wisdom, the insight, or no? Nashta moho smritir labdha tat prasadad mayachyuta sthito asmi gat sandeha krishay vachanam tab. And Arjuna says, yes, with your divine grace, I have risen above my own conflict. But what is more, I have gained memory, another name for mindfulness. I am now mindful of what I'm saying, what I'm doing. So that is why the elephant head. Why Navratras? Scientifically, you can check with any doctor. You don't have to. You will know it from your own life. When season changes, most people fall sick because the three humors in your body, Vat, Pitta, Kapha, are balancing themselves in the changing condition. So they thought, wouldn't it be nice if people were to avoid all heavy foods when the season is changing? Wouldn't it be nice if they could just stay home and avoid eating outside and regulate their diet, their meal, and maybe chant the holy names? The thought is beautiful. The idea is marvelous.